This short video is all about the way in which your website is currently giving business to competitors, what you can do about it, and how you can improve your website to make more profit. Any good website should be doing 5 main things. The first one is that actually it should get found. Lots of websites are simply beautiful but never found in the search engines. Big problem. In our world, we call this the importance of findability. The second thing it should be doing is it should be encouraging the people that actually see the result in the search engine results pages and preferentially click that link and follow it through to your website. We call this enticement. The third step is that when people visit your site, they should quickly, easily, comfortably and enjoyably actually be able to find information that's relevant and interesting to them. And when they do find that information, they should actually be able to see the value in the proposition being put forward. That might be to do with the company, its services, or its products, and often will include evidence of prior successful service. We call that aspect motivation. The final thing that a good website should be doing is ultimately generating some opportunity for you. It should be helping your prospects to connect with you, to actually make inquiries, or if it's an e-commerce site, buy directly from the site easily. And we call that aspect progression, as it's the progression from prospect to customer. However, there are a number of problems, and most websites aren't effective at all of those 5 areas all of the time at the highest possible level. Where opportunity is being chipped away, we call this attrition. It's a principle a bit like is shown in the image, where opportunity simply chips away and chips away. You lose a few opportunities here, a few customers leave there, a few visitors don't stay long enough. And the result is it ends up costing an absolute fortune to the business. In most cases, business owners don't recognise that's happening, as they don't see actually all of that attrition happening, but they only see the results in terms of inquiries or sales that come as a result of it. And where you'll feel that most often is in your pocket as a lack of profit. So these are the 5 areas where attrition can happen: findability, enticement, the simplicity of use, the motivation for the prospect, and the progression through to an active inquiry or sale. Here are some real example numbers for us to work with, and here is how it happens in the real world. Let's imagine that we have a website which should be found for 100,000 Google searches by its prospects every month, day, year, doesn't matter. It's a starting figure. If we have a poor website, it doesn't rank well, it isn't optimized very well for the search engines, and it doesn't have the correct keywords included, it won't be very findable. And perhaps in that case, only 10% would progress, with 90% being lost on the journey. What that would mean would be 10,000 people out of 100,000 would actually see the listing in the search engine result pages. Now, of those 10,000, we then want them to be enticed by what the description is in that search engine result page. We need them to be enticed. But if that isn't very well written, or it's just dragging random content from within a page, actually maybe 80% will drop off at that stage, meaning only 20% would move forwards, and 20% of 10,000 is 2,000 that actually choose to visit. The next stage is they might visit the page, but perhaps it takes a long time to load. The navigation menu isn't obvious, the imagery isn't enticing, and the text is dull or difficult to read. Maybe another 80% decide they're not going to stay. And what that means is that out of 2,000, now only 400 have sufficiently enjoyed the experience of visiting the website to find what they want and then make a decision on whether your company is still relevant, whether the service and products it offers are sufficiently exciting for them to buy. And maybe the copy at this stage isn't strong enough. Maybe it's all about the company and not enough about the customer. So maybe only 1 in 10 will progress through to the point of excitement about potentially buying from you. But as we all know, when we visit websites, not every time are we completely ready to buy. Often we're doing early stage research, or maybe it was just by chance that we actually happened to be there. Which means that if 1 out of 10, 90% were to fall off at that stage again, we'd only end up with 4 people actually buying from us on this initial website. But what does it look like if we improve the performance of that website? if we overhaul it or maybe even build a fresh website with better metrics. If we improve the metrics by 10% against the original, what we'll see is that for the same 100,000 searches, with 80% attrition, we now get 20,000 visiting the listing, of which 70% still fall off, but now we've got 6,000 people actually visiting the site. That's 3 times as many for 2 10% adjustments. Of which we're saying 70% will still find it difficult. This isn't a perfect website, this is just an enhanced website. If we now get through to the next stage, there are 1,800 actually finding what they want more easily. And what that means is that then, because they found the information, perhaps it's better written, perhaps the imagery is more beautiful, perhaps actually it's got some videos or case studies or examples of where other customers have bought successfully. More are motivated, so 360 are now keen in principle versus 40 in the original. And with the progression side, if the value proposition's been put across sufficiently and there's an easy method of contacting inquiry, maybe it's actually got a chat function or a direct booking system, maybe the contact form is just very efficient, what happens here is only 80% drop off rather than 90. Still not perfect by a mile, but the difference in the result is huge. This is now 72 customers rather than 4 in the original version, with just 10% adjustment on 5 areas of attrition. Now, numbers in terms of how many buy is one thing. Let's put it into pounds. If we put this as an example where the average value sale is £500 for this business, so every time somebody buys, it's worth £500 in sales value, the difference would be in the original, 4 times 500 would be £2,000 in sales, and in the second version, this is where it gets really exciting, the difference is that you will have actually achieved £36,000 of sales, £34,000 difference. Now, here's an important point. Why is it that that's actually happening? Well, the difference is, in the second example, you had a professional build and maintain and work on your website ongoing, whereas in the initial version, the price of the first website was the primary factor, not its intended performance, and that was created by an amateur. Hopefully, that's demonstrated to you that there's a sufficient value in having a great website for your business from a financial standpoint as well as a beauty standpoint. So, if you would like to have a professional website created or refined from the one you have already, and you want the results that are connected with having a better website in place, please do get in touch with us. Our number is 01444 810 531, or you can reach us at connect@growth-by-design.co.uk.